to Rinoa Reviews, a movie based on a video game with a passing grade on Rotten Tomatoes, which I'm sure makes this the Citizen Kane of video game movies. Ladies and gentlemen, my review of Detective Pikachu. I didn't mean for that to rhyme at all. First live-action Pokemon movie starting out like the first cartoon Pokemon movie with Mewtwo breaking out of his weird Saiyan rejuvenation pod. That's what it looks like. It definitely looks like that in this movie. Blasting some car, getting away off the side of the road and crashing. Guess that's our big mystery to solve. Show what the real world looks like with some strong looking CGI Pokemon from far away. Get a little bit of exposition from Red Cap wearing Jack and actual main character Tim. They sneak up on a Cubone and Jack's trying to convince his friend to take up catching it, have a partner Pokemon. He tries to talk it down from its sobbing fit as he literally explains to the Cubone that Cubones do as Cubones do and wear the skull of their dead parent in front of them. Cubone is incensed by this truth bomb, and Tim tries the Pokeball, works for a while, but BAM! This ain't like the cartoon where the ball just fails. I guess they pop out and the ball is just vapor. I'm like, at least that explains why you can't reuse old Pokeballs. But that's what you get for going for the cheap one. It's a Cubone, not a Rattata. You gotta splurge on at least a Great Ball for that. So now Cubone's even more pissed and gives chase. So that fails, and Tim gets a call from the Rhyme City Police Department. On the train, he reads a paper saying, "Detective found in car crash," and takes a literal lick-a-tongue to the face. He slimed me, Ray. Promotional video on the train showcasing that Pokemon apparently existed even in ancient Egypt. They were once used as just being caught and competed in Pokemon battles, which probably still exist in some form in other places, Kanto and the like, I'd imagine. Rhyme City has this Howard Clifford who had a rare disease and through his travels for a cure, went kind of Jane Goodall and built this city on cooperation and cohabitating Pokemon. No Pokeballs, no Pokemon battles. Pokemon are just okay with this. Lots of callbacks to the anime. Cops with their Growliths, fighting Squirtles. No cool combinations on them, though. Tim at the police station lets on with the police captain that he tried the trainer route, but now works as an insurance salesman. Ouch. Hears about his dad, but was never raised by him too much, so Tim's just here to settle affairs and look over the apartment his dad was staying in. He gets annoyed by this Psyduck and now this tiny nosy wannabe reporter named Lucy who's on the case about this Henry Goodman. It was his car that crashed. I guess that's Tim's dad, too. Okay, Tim Goodman. He never said his full name, so. Part of the mystery. Blows her off after being reminded time and again about him not having a partner Pokemon, you know. If everyone jumped into the waiting maw of a Gyarados, would you jump too? But yeah, partner Pokemon, you know, one that exists to follow outside of a Pokeball, always by you. Is that Angels with Filthy Souls on the TV? So this and Home Alone 1 and 2 are connected in some way? I had to pause the movie for this revelation. I couldn't believe what I saw. And then run that back, like, wait, what? Either that's a actually real movie, or Tim rifles around his office, opens up this purple vial that, oh god, those Apom do not want. Scary. Nightmare. Sad flashbacks of little Tim with wanting to stay with Grandma. I think Mom passed away at some point. And enter Ryan Reynolds' Pikachu. He is adorable. The swarm of Apom now all hopped up and rabid on that purple smoke from the vial. Tim's wondering, why can I hear Ryan Reynolds from this Pikachu with a tiny detective hat on? They get chased off by the Apom before they can explain more until they just come out of their little purple haze. So yeah, he can understand Pikachu, but everyone else gets Pika. Reynolds Chu doesn't know much of what's happened either, maybe because he was also in the car and survived, but yeah, amnesia. He just found the hat that had Tim's dad's name on it. More nightmare! Ludicolo to Ludiculoso. Nightmare. Like I said, good CGI from far away. Up close, some of them are just, wow, never sleep again. So a detective wants to find Harry Goodman. Tim says he's dead. Papers and cops say as such. Pfft. Detective lays out I bet those papers say I'm dead too, right? Goes on to suspect that Harry faked his own death or someone did it for him. Tim's freaked out because he just wants to be by himself, but Pikachu's all, yo, we're connected, we can talk to our own kind, we can understand each other. Together we can solve this case. Morning comes, Pikachu has splayed out the whole floor looking for clues. I mean, Pikachus are only yay high, so it makes sense to them to have everything on floor level. Who finds the vial of that purple stuff that made the Apoms go rabid, has the letter R on it. Bum, bum, bum. Howard Clifford and I assume his son Roger? The son is president of what the girl Lucy works for, CNM. They're announcing a huge parade for Rhyme City. Another instance of dad and son having friction here. Not just Tim. Son's a bit of a prick to his wheelchair-bound dad, and his ditto can turn into a human and push the wheelchair? If Ditto can turn into a person, do they speak a human language, or is that too assimilation body snatcher shit, and I want to back out of this theory and talk about the movie again, so... U-turn. Turn this damn review around, I swear to God. Junior Clifford blows off Lucy when she tries to tell him she's got leads, but he tells her, we're not tabloids, find a reputable source and better fashion sense. Ouch. She sees Tim and Pikachu arrive, shows her the R vial, so she scurries them off to her tiny little office that's just slightly above a closet with books and reporter stuff everywhere. Pikachu's fearful of her partner, Psyduck. You know, they tend to explode whenever they get stressed out. They say she has more of the vials. She said she snooped around the docks for them, as well as Harry's informant, so off to the docks with Tim and Pikachu. They run into Mr. Mime. Tim sees that he kind of looks at Pikachu like they recognize each other. So they put together Mime must be the informant that they're looking for. Mime's all in the spirit of mime games. Tim plays along and threatens to go bad cop and take an invisible match to him after pouring invisible gasoline on him in his little mime box. That escalated quickly. So Mime spills what he knows. Next location's this underground illegal Pokemon fight club where I could probably guess what the first two rules are about said Pokemon fight club. The owner of this club has an issue, says that Pikachu's Thunderbolt messed up his coat and his Charizard. Tim just wants to know information. Owner says he'll cough it up if you win in a rematch. Pikachu versus Charizard under a lot of that purple R-gas. Pikachu forgets how to use his electricity? Tim decides to go Ash Ketchum and take matters into his own hands, and in the 2-on-1, the owner tries to get involved, and all his coat of R-vials break, purple gas everywhere, and people running, screaming from the Madden Pokemon, but Tim pumps the owner for info during this. Tells him the guy Tim's looking for wanted to know the source of this R. It comes from the doctor. That's all he knows. In the chaos, a fish tank with a Magikarp in it broke in. It's just flopping on the ground. Pikachu sees the Charizard, decides, I'm gonna kick this Magikarp to get it pissed off and evolve and save us. Does so only after Charizard comes down from the gas. So we get Gyarados. I guess he hydro pumps. He patooies this wave of water to wash our heroes away, and out the door they're arrested and brought before the police captain from earlier. Tim is convinced now something's up and his dad's still alive. Captain shows him footage of the crash, saying, nobody survives that kind of crash. Tim tearfully tells his partner he and dad grew apart after mom died. Never wanted to go with dad to this new city. And now feels it's too late to even tell him he's sorry and that he cares. Pikachu says, your dad would be proud. I forgot to mention earlier in the club, some woman on her phone recognized the Pikachu. Assumes Tim's the son. That woman shows from a black van and beckons them to take a ride. Miss Norman. She takes them to CNM? It's Clifford? He says Tim's father's case to solve was his. He knows about the R and hired Tim's dad to find out who's behind it. Says it's his son. He talks about wanting Pokemon to evolve into their best version of themselves, but fears he neglected his son more and more doing this, and he's like, he wants to destroy my legacy and take over more and more of CNM. Real 1% evil type of shit, controlling everything, boardroom politicians, police. Finally, a villain with more true-to-life aspirations. Confined to his wheelchair, he used technology to bring the rest of the world to him. He's got footage that the cops won't show. He just saw the crash from the captain, but didn't see Pikachu and Tim's dad crawl out of the crash. Mewtwo shows up in the flashback, puts the amnesia whammy on Pikachu, and takes Dad? Case is back on. Pikachu detectives that Lucy is the closest to Roger, or R, perhaps? I thought it was Rocket, but hey. She's got all the files, access to Roger's computer, found a Pokemon research facility. An accident happened around Tim's dad's appearance. They suspect cover-up. Shows him a clipping of this Dr. Anne Laurent, who lost her grant due to developing Pokemon mind control. The doctor, the owner guy of that Fight Club mentioned earlier. They break into the research facility called the PCL, find more of those Saiyan-esque pods experimenting on Pokemon, manipulating their evolution. Bad guys are en route, and they know they've got uninvited guests. He's like, open up the pods. Out comes slowly stalking Greninja. They activate another hologram, discovering Mewtwo was, you guessed it, created here. And they used him to create R. Doesn't explain Harry's involvement, so they dig further. Turns out they only caught Mewtwo with Harry's hired help to track him down after Mewtwo escaped over Kanto 20 years ago, which is the year the animated movie first came out in 98. So now Angels of Fifthly Souls are linked to 2 Pokemon movies. Greninja's nab Lucy and the Moonbye. Pikachu with the idea to pull the fire alarm so the cooling vents will open up to knock these Pokemon equivalent to Resident Evil lickers and free Lucy and Psyduck. Yeah, they're just crawling around on the ceiling with long tongues like... They escape and run away from getting water-bladed or whatever their attacks are. Pikachu gets Psyduck mad enough from all the stress of the chase to psychically blast away the pursuers. Now the very earth before them twists and folds around the heroes? What's going on here? This went from detective film to disaster movie. Oh, shit! They were running on Kaiju-class Torterra! They fall into the water. Pikachu's in bad shape. Tim pleading with a nearby Bulbasaur to mirror what Pikachu told him earlier. Not all Pokemon talk straight up to people, but they can sense what they're feeling. So he tries to convince Bulbasaur. Doesn't think he has his attention, but no, and soon an army of Bulbasaur lead the way to get Pikachu healed up along with floating mushrooms? I didn't play Sun Moon, so I didn't recognize the more lulls. I had to look that up. I was like, wait, is that a book? Yep, okay. They lead him to Mewtwo! He's hiding out here. So he fixes up Pikachu and says, "You brought the sun to me as we agreed." Another twist! Gets a taste of a flashback telling Pikachu from the crash, humanity is evil. Flashback ends as Mewtwo is captured by Roger. Pikachu, believing himself to have betrayed his partner, separates from Tim. Cut back to Rhyme City, the parade's almost ready. Tim goes to see Howard and tells Lucy, deliver the news. Very sad Pikachu singing the Season 1 theme. Comes across the scenes of the crash. Spots Greninja stars. I thought they'd be made of water and just leave, but Mewtwo didn't cause the attack. And Howard's in on it. Who's got some head device to switch bodies. This is the invasion. Oh my god, I can't believe I called it. I accidentally called the body snatcher thing with the Ditto. That's the evolution he was talking about. Mewtwo's innocent. And so is the 2 that helped him escape Pikachu and Tim's dad. The art gas brings the Pokemon crazed, and in that craze, they're susceptible to merge with the humans. He's got the parade balloons filled with this gas, so everyone gets... I call the body snatcher thing, I just didn't know it's going to be the humans doing the snatching. He's using Poke Floats for evil purposes. This movie. With a flick of Mewtwo's power, they fuse. Oops, all Pokemon. Pikachu returns and now it's 1v1 with Mewtwo. Poke Floats, no items. The twists keep on coming too as I'm recovering from that last couple. The girl in the suit returns as the Ditto from earlier. Oh, she turns into Lucy and has the Ditto eyes. Oh, this movie's too much. This movie's too much. Hench Ditto set to kill Tim. Pikachu gets psyched up. Volt Tackle. Turns out Clifford's son's not evil at all. He saves Tim from the Ditto, who was his dad's experiment, so that means when Ditto comes roaring back, it smashes the gas canisters and the arm makes it melt? What? Why would it do that? Is the Ditto man-made and that's why the gas did it? But then again, so's Mewtwo, and they made the gas from Mewtwo. So when Clifford takes over Mewtwo's body, he can engineer the merge. Yeah, this one kind of left me scratching my head. I'm like, how does this work? Anyway, Mewtwo distracted long enough for Tim to pull the little mind meld helm off of Clifford's old man body and back to normal. And Mewtwo just miraculous ladybugs everything Clifford's done. Simon gets Lucy to do a primetime report on how he'll undo his father's experiment. Yeah. Good luck with the Kaiju Torterra. You're gonna need some choppers. A lot of choppers. With that whole fusing thing, I deduced correctly, yeah, Pikachu and Tim's dad merged. Flashback finishes with the Mewtwo actually finishing his quote saying, "Humanity is evil, but you showed not all are bad. Harry Goodman, your Pikachu offers its body to save your mind. With the sun's return, I can repair your father. It'll cost you your memories, but return with the sun and the bond that you have, and I can fix things." So now he has two Ryan Reynoldses? Oh, wait, no, that was a behind the Pikachu shot. I see what you did there, movie. But yeah, his dad's Ryan Reynolds. Wow. Son decides he'll stay in rhyme with Dad and the Pikachu, who's still detective but doesn't talk anymore. Man, I really want to play that game now beyond the demo. KJ Tangachu almost has a DeVito energy to him. I played the demo a long, long time ago when it first popped up on 3DS. This movie did not let up with those twists, man. Like, this movie was like ups and downs in a good way. Best character. I warmed up to the adorable as a button Lucy, just itching to finally prove herself, but this belongs to the titular character, Detective Pikachu. They went out of their way for some of these Pokemon designs. Pikachu being star of the show as always, Ryan Reynolds' energy behind it only pushes that star power that much further. Nobody I hated or thought less of in the movie for worst character, maybe the police chief played by Ken Watanabe. Never got a resolution for his detective partner, Tim's dad, coming back and being not dead. Didn't really get an apology scene or closure of any kind, yeah. Power on for me. Mountain-sized Torterra. Just that moment, I always wondered, but seeing it realized on screen is a feeling of hype I was not prepared for, and I was just, I was screaming out loud at my TV, and I was like, whoa, what's this? Holy shit! I wonder if there's a Gigantamax Torterra that's literally just this. This is going to sound like such a nitpick for the power off, but when the Pokemon human fusion thing got revealed with Mewtwo's power, I was like, oh, that explains Pikachu, before the reveal confirmed as such. You know, the one twist I actually saw coming from miles away after a onslaught of level of twists and turns from coming from all angles. Like, this was less paintbrush and more daka daka daka. You were slapping me before, now you're just closed fists. Ow, shit. 68% tomato rating. Again, might as well be the Citizen Kane of video game-based movies. The last one I'm reviewing tomorrow got a 63%, but a fan rating of 93%. So join me for the conclusion of Reviewmas with 2020's live-action Sonic the Hedgehog. So until next time, take care! And I'm in firm belief that if Gen 1 Fat Pikachu stayed on to present day, DeVito Chew would have been realized. I'm just saying.